Hey guys, Alex here, and I'm StockSpotlight. Now this is my first ever podcast, and today we'll be going through 6 financial steps to save money into your 20s and under. Yeah? Now I'm a full-time uni student who works two jobs on the side. Now this can be stressful. Now step number 1 is to find ways to maximize your income. Now whether you're working 10 hours or 30, these steps still apply, yeah? Now if your take-home pay is less than ideal and you think that you'll be needing more money into the future, why don't you do what I did? Pick up a second job. Now this can be something as simple as babysitting or tutoring, or even getting a job at a local store, yeah? As long as it's bringing in extra cash which can be used for the future. And the goal here is to get some momentum going, so later on you can be financially secure and not be worrying about money. Now that's step number 1. Now number 2 is to get organized before tax season. So people are often around running trying to find documents last minute. Why would you bother doing that when you can easily just keep all your tax stuff in a file? Now this can be a physical file like a binder where you keep all your receipts that can be used for the end of tax season, or it can be something what I do and I have a Adobe Cloud where I just scan all my receipts, and as soon as tax season comes they're all there. This not only saves me time at the end and relieves stress, but also potentially saves me money, so I don't have to go and pay an accountant to do all this. I can do it myself. And the more tax you can claim back, the more you'll get, or the more you'll get off what you're paying. So it's a win-win scenario really, and that's step number 2. Now number 3 is stay intentional about why you're saving funds. So a lot of personal finance requires putting your mind over your matter. So people can know everything about budgeting, but when they go to budget themselves, they fall apart. Yeah? Now you can easily track these goals by creating a spreadsheet or figuring out how much money you earn and then what your saving income is. But if you're tempted to spend a lot of money, then maybe you should automatically have money coming out of your accounts into savings accounts like I've done. Yeah? So I believe what I've done, I've set up an emergency account which stashes away enough to cover my expenses for at least 3 to 4 months, just in case something does happen in the future. It's as simple as that, yeah? No one wants to be left high and dry with no money in a unfortunate accident or something was to occur. Now step number 4 is to create a budget and incorporate all your debt that is repayable within it. Now one of my very first steps of budgeting is mapping out all your expenses. Now this may be rent, food, water, electricity, internet, phone. They're just a few I've named off my head. These can rack up to hundreds, if not $1,000 a month or a year. Now if you think these are too high, we'll try and reduce them. So if you've got a $30 phone plan, try and find a competitive telco which is offering it for $20. So if that's $30 a month, then you've saved $10 a month. That's $120 a year. That's an extra $120 for you. So the key here is knowing exactly how much money is being spent and how much money is coming in. Yeah, this is a key figure, as if your expenses are more than your income, well then you're going to be in a bit of trouble and dipping into savings, which we don't want to do. So the key here is to reduce the amount and or quantity of luxuries that we pay for each month. So this might be cut down on internet shopping or fancy clothes or possibly dining out. These can, just by cutting out these things, you can drastically improve your financial standings. So maybe if you've allotted $100 a week to going out with friends, maybe cut that in half to 50. Yeah, 50. That's Any extra $50 for you, which can be spent paying off your debts. And so basically we're making a sacrifice now, so in the future we can be more financially stable and more financially independent. Now step number 5 is to invest. Now I've spoken to a lot of kids out there my age, around 18 to 23, and they all seem to be scared to invest. They always think about, well, what happens if there's another great recession? And they prefer, honestly, to take their money and just put it in a bank account. Well, to be honest, banks right now aren't doing that well. Interest is at an all-time low. So you're in a bank, you're making maybe 2% if you're lucky, where in a stock market you can make 8 to 10. So it's basically just picking a company and finding where you want to put your money. But the question is with the stock market is what's the risk around it? So that's why I'm recommending, if you're a young kid out there, maybe a young adult who's got a bit of extra money, $500 to $1,000 maybe, then I recommend an index fund. Now these are great options. Basically an index fund is all your money is spread over several different companies. So you can buy into an index fund, say $500, and that could include companies such as Bankwest, BHP, Telstra, and even more speculative shares out there. So this eliminates the risk of investing in one share and that falling. So you could invest in 5 shares and maybe 4 will go up and 1 will go down, and you've still made your money. But the key to investing is staying there long term, because if there is a recession or a downturn, then it always goes back up. That's just how the economy works. There's always a boom and there's always a bust. It's always going up and down, up and down. It's eventually going to go back up, and it might even go up higher. Yeah? So the key is being it for the long run, and don't panic. Now my last tip to all you guys out there is to simply check your credit score. Yeah? So people out there, especially young adults, think credit cards are just free money. Well, I can tell you now that they're not. Now they might seem like an attractive option, so you can just chuck everything on the credit card, but unfortunately you're going to have to pay it off eventually. Now if you can't pay off your debts, this is when you could possibly default, and default on purchases, which isn't a good thing. So I recommend doing your research into your credit score, finding out if you can get a credit card. If you can get one, perfect, good on you, but use it responsibly. And if you can't, maybe you can put that idea aside for another time. Yeah? Now this has been Stock Spotlight. Thank you guys for listening in. I will see you guys soon, and keep investing.